Aloha, gang! You're listening to a special collaboration podcast. It's the guys from HiSessions combined with Steph, Brooke, and Noli from Muthaship. Enjoy!
I'm Johnny Muthaship, your host, and joining me today is Kyle Shimibukuro.
How's it?
Devin Nakoba. With your voice back.
About 90%.
Our wonderful guests. We have another podcast today. So, Noli, Brooke, and Stephanie. And of course, you got some familiar faces right here. We have an entertainer. We have a news person. Brooke, I know you do something in that has to do with Kyle. So we'll get into that.
A while back.
A long time ago.
Yeah. We
So-
used to work together
Okay.
at Locomotion. Yeah.
Okay, so the Muthaship, let's start with that because it is your podcast. And I noticed that it is a guest-run podcast. So although, can we maybe talk about the theme a little bit and then what you folks try to accomplish on your podcast?
It's Muthaship, and we actually came up with it together, the word. We wanted to do initially a podcast that would help people kind of around our age who is navigating through parenthood and mom stuff. And we also have a tight bond. We've been friends for how many years, Brooke?
I think it's 30 this year.
30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we've known each. Yeah, we go way back. So we combine that with Mother and Ship, and there's also an inside story. I don't know if it's suitable for the podcast. Wait,
Wow.
Like the most important part of the whole story. Wait, what?
but yeah, it came from our bond, and also the fact that we were experiencing parenthood together. And so it started off as a conversation like, okay, how do you guys deal with this? What's the best way to get your kids ready for this? And so that's kind of how it started, and it branched out with inviting guests that could help us shed light on helping other parents.
Which is why all three of us have never been on
Yeah.
We know
Yeah.
we're the men, so we know nothing.
Yeah.
It's pretty barren over here.
Yeah,
with knowledge of
like
parenting.
they would be leaning like this.
Yeah. And has it been successful in that account?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a variety of guests come on that were very helpful. What were some of the guests that you guys would say had the most impact?
I think we always text each other after we have
Yeah.
our guests over, and just like, wow, we learned so much. But I think one that I remember, we just recently done one with a holistic medicine specialist, and just changed our mind thought about how to kind of take care of yourself, and it pertains to not only mothers, fathers, but just adults as we go through our days. It's pretty hectic, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I know downstairs we were kind of talking about getting older and dealing with ailments, but it kind of creeps up on you during this age, and so I think that
You're talking about late 20s, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay, so each of you has children. How many children do you have, and what are their ages?
I have 3, so I have twin boys. They're 9, and then the oldest is 10. Yeah.
I also have 3, 2 boys. So the boys are, she's almost going to be 18. And then we have a 16-and-a-half-year-old, and my daughter is almost 14. So 3 teenagers in the house.
Wow. I'll pray for you.
I know, outnumbered.
I have an 18-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old daughter.
Okay.
And that's it.
Well, you guys all have kids too, so.
No, he
I
don't
know more.
Nobody's
You're the
letting him
uncle.
near
You're the
children.
uncle.
He's the cool. I guess he's the cool uncle. Where did you get the ice cream from? See, this is the other thing they do.
So, I saw on the
This
internet
has nothing to do with this podcast.
that the drumsticks does not melt.
Oh, I saw that too.
So we're gonna leave it out here for the podcast and see if it melts.
Oh my gosh!
Well, you know what?
I saw that
What?
too. Yes.
Does it melt?
Yes.
Kyle,
It's a milk product. It's not. That's why they don't use the word ice cream, because it's a milk product.
It's
It
a milk
doesn't-
product. I have 2 children.
At least you can bring them to your gigs, right?
Oh, they don't want to
Yeah.
come to my
They
gig.
don't want to go. And everybody else goes, oh my God, your dad is John Yamasato?
Yeah.
It's funny, the teachers more than the kids. Yeah. They'll be like, who's your
Well,
dad?
yeah,
And
that's
then
right.
15 and one's 12. And the 15-year-old listens to all the podcasts because she edits the audio.
Oh, cool.
So I have to be
Jeez.
careful what I say.
My thing for you is when you had your kids, it was like, okay, she had 1. Oh, she had 2.
Yes.
Like right in rapid succession.
Yes,
So
rapid succession.
Some people go, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
you have 1 and
Yeah.
the Irish
Yeah.
twin. and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have-
yeah.
But no. You had Irish triplets.
Yeah. That was a total surprise. That was
And who has the twins in the family? Is it you or
I don't know, because even on my other side, there's twins. There's identical twin girls, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I know. And then there's
You're just like
and my sister-in-law Ryan's brother has twins. So,
Oh.
yeah, so it's kind
You
of
had no
interesting.
chance. So it was kind of, yeah.
Yeah, you were screwed. If you were having any more kids,
So-
you're like, "It's too easy."
Yeah.
So as parents, as mothers and fathers,
And uncles.
uncles, what do you guys notice the difference between these kids nowadays and when you guys were kids? What do you see in your kids that you go, whoa, we never did that. I don't understand what that is, or we never did that when we were kids. What is there some stuff?
I think for me, what sticks out is they're way more on demand. So everything is like right at their fingertips, right? So you can like, they take a picture, I don't like it, delete it, right? Like those kind of things. Because you just have to drop off a film at
Yeah.
Long's Drugs,
Yeah.
and then see how it came out, and like half the roll is not even that good.
And you kind of delete it.
You can't delete it, and it's forever and ever, right? So I feel like that, or just like watching whatever show, you know, you can on demand it now. You can tape it. If you miss your show back when we were young, you missed your show. Sorry, like maybe next
Wait
week.
for the reruns.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's maybe less patience, not knowing what to do, like just being bored and just trying to figure out what to do when you're bored. I was just telling our kids, like, it's okay to be bored, and they can't, right? It's like this whole like that's when you figure out how to go catch the bugs and do different things, right?
Get creative.
So
Brooke mentioned the word on demand, and that's true because even us parents, as their parents, we are on their demand too. So like when you gotta pick them up, say, I'll be here 3:30. It's like 3:29. Mom, where are you? They can't wait like a minute or two.
and they can call you.
And they can call you, but you call them and they don't answer, right? But
of course.
they call you and they're, how come you didn't answer, right? So this phone thing really is a game changer.
Do you do the thing where you have the Find My, so you can track where the okay?
Life 360.
Life 360.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have hated that as a kid if my parents knew where I was.
I think they have one on you, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, so I'm not able to track my kids because they're not that old yet. But I do see the difference in attention span, and it just takes a lot to get them not to be bored. But I am trying to balance it out where, you know, I taught them Uno and Battleship, so like, and they love it. So we're, you know, trying to even it out.
That's good. You're teaching them interactive games with
yeah.
each other than just staring at a computer or an
totally.
iPad. You know?
Here's 2 sticks.
I know.
See what happens.
Yeah, but it's becoming such the way of life with devices and stuff. So that's the way it's going. So I'm not fighting it anymore, but I'm trying to just insert a little bit here and there. Yeah.
They have iPads and iPhones though yet?
They don't have iPhones, but
Actually, they have to at some age because you gotta find and
You gotta
drive
find
them.
them.
You gotta find them, right?
Yeah.
You gotta find them. Or
yeah.
I don't know if you guys are like my wife is, you know, she goes, oh, you got to pick up Asa at school, yeah. 2:15. I'm like, I normally don't pick him up, so every once in a while I got to do it. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, I'm gonna get out of the podcast. You know, it'd be a little after 2, so and she's like, but it's 2:15. I'm like, he can stand there for 10 minutes. Yeah, wait for me. It's not like he's gonna, you know, because when we were younger, right? If your parent was gonna pick you up, there was no way to get it. So once they said like 2, so you would just sit there and wait.
Dude,
you know,
I
something
remember
happened or-
being like one of the last ones, and it getting super dark, and I'm like hanging out on the bleachers, and I'm just whistling. It's like I'm just entertaining myself and just.
Did you ever think they just left you and forgot?
I got used to it, or I had to walk home or catch bus.
Wow.
Yeah, but nowadays we wouldn't let our kids do that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. A lot of people go, I let my kid catch bus.
Yeah.
Interesting situation because I mean, see, I remember that. I remember like you get up in the morning, you jump on a bus, you go to the roller rink, and they don't.
But Devin, there weren't crazy people punching the air.
Oh no, there were crazy people punching the air. You
yeah,
just
not-
went
not-
around them.
Not as many though.
Not as many. Not as many.
Yeah,
Not as many.
That's
You
the
know, like
difference.
when I was super young, no cell phones around yet or beepers or anything.
Yeah.
And I went to Long's Drugs with my mom. And you know how you kind of just wander off when you're a kid. And then I got lost. I started panicking. I couldn't see my mom, so I started crying because I figured, did she leave me? Like, so then I ran over there. I go, I lost. And then,
Yeah, I know another thing and huge is, and it just struck me like last week because they actually had one. But my son, how's your day, son? He's like, we had to go on lockdown. Never had that during RD. The school went on lockdown because there was a suspicious person that went on campus. So I was like, so how did that go? They're like, just as we practiced. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
They didn't know about it,
they're
right?
just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't faze
it's
them.
yeah, it's like a part of like it's a normal drill, like fire drill. I was like, oh, okay,
Wow.
And your
yeah,
heart's
and then
like
it was
this.
done. Yeah, okay.
okay, so everybody's kid has cell phones.
Not mine. Mine is too
Except
young.
yours,
First
because
too
you're
young
a
still,
little too young. But everybody's that's older, the age of 10.
Yeah, and no, they don't answer the phone.
Yeah.
Do yours have cell phones? John?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they both have cell phones. And it's been a little bit of challenge. I don't know about you guys, but you know what apps and like my daughter has Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram, and it's funny because I'm I don't know, like a Gen X father, so like I just send her Instagram reels of like how bad Instagram is, you know, instead of sitting down and having a heart to heart. I was like, oh, this guy makes a lot of sense, you know, I gotta send this over.
Suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't even watch the thing though, right?
She does sometimes.
Really?
Because
she
it's in the
sends me some back
Reels
and some-
format.
Yeah. So do you folks monitor all that stuff too?
I used to. Well, I do have like the screen time app on my kids' phone, so that it kind of shuts them down for the school
Oh,
day.
yeah.
So they can text and they can call, but they can't go on social media and stuff like that. And that helps a little. Do you guys use a certain app or?
I think so I have that same app for our daughter because she's 13 or almost 14, 7th grade. So, but yeah, I struggle with that too. Just how much do you let them? I do have a my kids hate this. We have a charging station, but it's in our room. So at night, my junior, my sophomore, and my 7th grader plug in their phones before they go. And we're strict on bedtime too.
Yeah.
Because I have a
we do the
regular
same.
schedule.
Why not take it with
My
them?
husband's strict on bedtime too.
He said like if at the bare minimum, you should take the things away at night.
Yeah.
Because what they'll do is the kids at night, they'll wake up in the middle of the night and they'll like check their text and you know they'll check all. So he's like, at least if they can't have the phone, then they'll just sleep. You know, and that's important,
Do
right?
you guys do that?
Oh yeah.
I always do that.
Yes.
Like if
Yeah.
I
When you
have
can't
sushi in the
sleep.
middle of the night,
Yeah, when you can't
I go back, I turn on my phone and I look at
Yeah.
to know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, we do the same thing as you. We have like a station, we have a station where everybody charges their stuff at night. But then now it's like, okay, bring your phones and your iPads and your watches and your TV remotes because everything. They'll figure out how to get around it. You know. So it's just like basically shut. Maybe I just turn the whole electric breaker off at the end of the day or something.
It also tells you like what percentage your kid's battery is at.
Oh,
Have you noticed
Life
that?
360.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
360.
Wow.
And how fast they're going in a
Yes.
vehicle too.
Yeah, it freaked me out.
It tells you
When
miles
it-
per
yeah,
hour.
it pings you and lets you know. I don't want to know how fast my daughter's driving.
It's like that. Did you guys ever watch Black Mirror on Netflix?
Yeah.
There's like one episode where the parents have to decide whether to insert a chip in their baby when they're born. But once you do it, you can see everything they see.
Oh God.
So it's almost like you're experiencing
I would
because
not
that's
want
another
that.
way to.
Yeah, me too. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Did you
At
ever
some-
see
at some
that?
point,
Did
I
you ever
would want
see
that.
that?
No.
Yeah, so then
Okay.
a mom struggled with it. She put it in, and then it was just like horrifying. But then it actually prevented something bad from happening to the daughter. But then when the daughter found out, then she just like went berserk.
Oh, man.
Anyways,
What was the other option besides the chip?
just nothing.
Oh.
But it was in the future. It was like in the future.
Would you want your
Way in the
Black Mirror-
future, hopefully.
You know how Black Mirror
But
is
would you
gonna
want
be.
your parent to
No,
see every-
no, oh my God. Holy smokes. But that, yeah.
You three have known each other for about 30 years from like
Yes.
small kid time, but what do you attribute the bond that you have?
The interesting story about how we met, though, it is actually funny because we come from different backgrounds and personalities.
Explain the laugh.
I know, I was like,
Explain the laugh.
I know, I was like, where's the laugh?
What you
So
look
the
at me?
thing that comes to mind is when we were all introduced in a basement because the Hawaii Club was introducing everybody. There was a pool table and everybody had to go and introduce themselves, right?
In Seattle, right?
Yeah, in Seattle, at Seattle University.
That's where my daughter's going.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations!
Wow.
It's a good school, good location. But
Nice,
yeah. So I graduated from Maryknoll, Pearl City, Noli Ilani. We did not know each other at all. We have different personalities, right? So I don't know if you want to take over from here.
What do you say?
If you don't tell them right, we're
I
gonna-
guess long story short, it's unlikely that any of us would ever come together.
I mean, maybe
I mean, we probably would come together.
not her.
I was like, what's so funny?
because not only did you become very good friends, but you roomed together as well, right? You lived in a house together. So, like, how do you? Because the three of us would kill each other if we lived with each other.
That's the same thing. I mean, but yeah.
We barely get along now.
Are you not the clean freak, and the other two are clean freaks? Or
I'm just different.
Were you like? Because Steph, you're like Stephanie Lam, like everybody knows. But we know you can let them. You can be local girl if you got to, right? And this was back when. So is that kind of? Were you a little less refined? Were you?
I don't know about less refined.
Were you a little more like, what's up?
It's just more.
I remember Steph always had in college like 3 jobs. She was always a hard worker.
Chinese, that's why.
Make that money.
Yeah.
Always. She was working at intramurals, managing, or like helping worked at a restaurant, and then what else? You did your internship or something?
I was resident manager to
RA,
get the tuition remission.
There you go.
You used to also read the books, right? For
the
You
blind
would read the
people.
books.
No, for the blind.
Oh,
Your textbooks, the textbooks.
You would read the books. Because I thought when she meant you read the books, like, you were studying and reading books, and the two of us were like, going to party.
Yeah.
And what you guys did? Just potty.
I read the books too. I read the books.
Come on, Iolani over there. What are you talking about?
Gym. Everybody in the mainland, right? College.
Yeah,
all the Hawaii
totally,
kids go gym.
We all played intramural sports together. Yeah.
Steph is probably the most
a lot of-
ambitious in terms of like even trying out for like cheerleading in college
So I don't know.
with zero experience.
Really?
Did you get in?
No, but they commended me.
I give you credit,
so
man.
basically everybody had backgrounds, like dancing backgrounds or whatever, but I was just like, just do it, man. Let's just do it. Like, this looks fun, and it's like Seattle University, away from home. This is a new experience. So they're like, okay, guys, we're going to teach you a routine, and then everybody has to be in sync, and you guys have only this much time to learn it today. I was like, oh, okay, shoots. I have no dancing background. But anyways, so it's like where you see like all these dancers come together in a formation, a line, and then they go one, and then one person pokes out, the other person pokes out the other side. And so like it looks cool, like it's just in sync, right?
Yeah.
I was like totally out of sync. And then but then I was very enthusiastic, and so like in the end, like they verbally tell you in front of everyone, they're like, oh, okay, come forward, Stephanie, like I have to say, sorry you didn't make it, but then we really, really like your enthusiasm. like, you have so much positive energy, it's very contagious. Take that with you, and like you can do whatever you want. Like I'm sure they want to make me feel good, right? And not too embarrassed. But then I was like, okay, but I came back, and then I remember showing you guys some of my cheers that I learned.
We didn't even know where you were. Like, where'd you come from? I'm just trying out for the cheerleading squad.
We're like, we didn't know you were a cheerleader at Marinoff.
She's like,
so I wasn't.
Oh, no.
We're like,
man.
wow.
So did you make it?
Nope.
No, but here are some cheers that I learned.
And she's showing us the jumps that she made up, and which aren't.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
I
they're
have to make up a
cheerleaders.
cheer, and I don't.
cheer.
This is that.
I have this memory, and Steph, maybe this is just for Steph, because it was on an online thing. Because I used to follow you on Twitter.
Oh wow, yeah.
And then there was one day, I don't know if you remember this.
Oh my god, when I got hacked.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The your Twitter just said F man.
Yes.
But the F word?
It said F man with exclamation point.
Yeah, and I was just
The
like,
actual word, not just
With
that.
the actual
Oh,
word.
yeah,
And
there
I
we go.
got
Oh my
so many, like, even my friends from the other TV stations, they like called me right away. They're like, Steph, this is not you. I know you didn't do this. And like, oh my God. But then they start laughing, like busting out laughing.
Yeah.
They're like, of all people of this to happen to and have this word, like for you. And then everyone just started cracking up. And then like everyone, I thought people, it was kind of interesting, but they weren't like, oh man, this is so bad. But they're like, oh, this is bad, but it's just funny that it's happening to you because you would never say that. So like, yeah. So
yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw it, it was like, okay, this is not her.
Yeah.
But this is hilarious.
Yes. Someone made a shirt took a screenshot, and someone made a shirt and they sold it right afterwards.
way.
Yes, they took like immediately.
Oh,
then they were like taking
I would
orders.
have bought that.
Yeah.
I would have bought
Yeah.
that shirt.
So what did you have to do? Did you have to close down?
So then my newsroom, after they were all done laughing, like we had our technical side, like just pretty much, strengthen the password. And
I mean, how bad did it get? Were people like calling you constantly through that day?
oh, there was like bing, 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 Like, well, but it was kind of nice because they were looking out for me too, and it was nice to like even hear from people that I haven't heard from in a long time, but they're just like, "Hey, sis." I was like, "Oh, yes, I know, I was aware." But, yeah, but the T-shirt thing, I don't know.
That person made some money.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's
Can you do that?
Yeah.
It's a tweet.
So it was a screenshot. He screenshotted it and put it on a plain white shirt.
Oh.
He enlarged it.
Wow.
Kyle,
Well,
can we do that? Make that shirt.
I screenshotted it as well. So
Yeah, there you go.
I have the stuff.
It wasn't bleep. It was a whole. It was a whole.
Yeah. High life.
And in the back of the shirt, me smiling like.
What a collab. That'd be great.
Me and John made a shirt just for him though. Remember during COVID when they did the interviews and then the reporter was talking and the person behind went yell "F you," and then the sign language lady went stick the middle finger.
Yes, I remember
a
that.
screenshot of that and I put it on a T-shirt for John to wear.
Oh my god!
You know who wears that shirt now?
Yeah.
My daughter.
Oh my god!
That's
Not
one of
to
her favorite
school,
shirts.
right?
Not to school,
Okay,
but when she's around the house.
Okay, so what I'm interested. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but John is a doodler.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Is that what you call it?
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, I
is
guess
there
so,
a more
yeah.
professional name?
John is a doodler.
He's a doodler. He's a doodler. He likes to
There's
doodle.
a lot of
Yeah.
doodles.
He doodles.
Like what? Oh, you're an artist.
Well, not really. I mean, I just started. I always tell people I have like a low grade ADHD, and in my career, I go to a lot of meetings. And the longer I was in this career, the more meetings I would go to, and the less I'd be involved.
Like, when you sit on attention.
When you sit on boards of stuff, or like a lot of times it's these large meetings, and then so in order for me to not lose my mind, I would just draw in my little notebook.
Oh.
And then over time, I would draw more and more and more, and then and then I started posting it online, and people were like, "Oh, I want one." So then I would just sit at home and doodle, and it just became like a little hobby thing. But yeah,
For years, I was telling him, you have some talent here. You should put it on a T-shirt. I'll help you. So finally came around to, he goes, "Kyle, can you design the High Session shirt for this year?" And I go, "No, I'm gonna make you design the High Session shirt this year."
that was like 4 years ago. And now every year it's like, "John, can you design the?" This is the designer right here. He's
But
the one with the
what I do
artistic
is
talent.
I take his art and then I scan it and then I turn it into vector and then I set it up nicely on the shirt.
And it's in color.
Yeah, but it's his drawing.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, nice that people like it, and I do give them away to people, but I don't know what else to do with it, So
So you're gonna
Well,
do
now-
a,
now what I do
a
is I-
doodle for the mothership.
I put them in a nice frame, and then when people buy a house, I give them a doodle. How was it during the pandemic with the from home? Did everybody have a easy transition for that, or?
I think they had a hard time. I mean,
I had a hard time.
yeah, we had a hard time because they're always with us. But I think socially it robbed them because our kids were at the age where they should be going movies or mall.
Right,
And now they don't really know how to. Because your daughters are about
17, yeah.
about that
15
age.
to 17, yeah.
I think especially the older one must have. I don't know. Mine is more of a homebody now. I think because of it,
Yeah.
or she doesn't really know. Her and her group of friends don't really go out a lot.
It's interesting because I experienced it when I was a little bit young. It's the same thing of something happened that sort of pushed me out of my comfort zone, and then you sort of have to reach out and be
social.
friends with people, be friends with
That's
other
cool,
people. And there's an aspect of it. I mean, it sucks because you're like, oh, but there's an aspect of it that actually helps because I don't meet this guy, I don't meet that guy, I don't meet you guys if I'm not able to push myself out of that zone. And you're right, the kids now, like my son doesn't have that at all. He has some of his friends, but all of them are online. So it's almost like we got to learn as much as they got to learn.
That's true.
And I'm trying to get better about it because I don't want my kids sitting in a room dancing in a circle.
My nephew just missed his graduation, missed his senior prom, that year.
Yep.
It was sad, but then for them, they didn't know any better. Doesn't it seem like a long time ago?
It does, right?
Yeah.
It does, right?
Yeah,
Maybe we just don't want to remember.
Did your podcast start off in Zoom?
It had just started, and then the pandemic hit.
Oh, so you
and then
started Zoom before
Yeah,
that?
and it was
No, we were in
actually
studio.
and it was actually in person. It was in our studio, and then so that's kind of how the Zoom thing started, and we just stuck with it because. And then we had to cancel all of our guests that we had. We were lucky enough to have some guests come in, like Sister Roby, which we got to jam with, and Knowles. Yeah, I remember we got to sing with her, and she was in studio.
She's a good guest because she can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Like,
good.
she's like a Bobby
But
Bodero,
good
you know.
stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
She has good
I
stories.
love
yeah.
Sister Roby.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
What is your guys' plans for future podcasts and stuff like that? What do you guys want to do?
Almost reaching our 200th episode.
Yeah, us too.
Wow, for
Oh,
real?
no kidding!
Yeah.
Hey, so
We
this
are?
was meant to be then. This collaboration, yeah.
We're like on 180 right now.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
We've done
we're
180 of these things?
109.
I think we're at 192 or 3 or
Yeah.
4, right around there.
Yeah.
We're close. We're close.
I should have seen this for a 200.
So what do you guys have planned for your 200?
I don't know because we've always, in the beginning, we would always end by talking with our guests and being like, hey, maybe after the pandemic, we go meet in one garage because that's how we usually cruise, right? And
Yeah.
we just have one whole big shebang and everybody come down. And even one of our guests in Hilo, right?
Mel.
She's a firefighter, Mel. Yeah.
Fire
and
chief.
Fire chief.
Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
Mel.
She's a firefighter
It's like,
that's in
hey,
charge of
come on.
everything.
She's like, oh, yeah, shoot. So, anyways, there was always like good vibes at the end, and so like we were like, hey, one of these days, so maybe we'll see. I don't know. Noli's is the one that has the garage, and she has soundproofing in it. So
Yeah, we could.
Really, because we like to sing karaoke, so
Yeah.
it started from like that.
You
and
have a
then-
setup in your house for
she
karaoke?
does.
No, just like the mic and the TV, like old school, just backyard karaoke, just because.
Do you still do any music?
Here and there with the band here and there, I still see Tiki a lot. So.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
Every now and
I
then.
apologize that I don't know this, but can you give me the background of
Oh, yeah.
the musical thing? Because I...
Milo Shade.
Back in
Oh,
the
okay.
day
Half of
back.
Milo
Okay,
Shade, yeah.
I'm sorry, then I should...
Oh no.
Because you
no.
were on our
Oh.
station.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
with
yeah,
our
yeah,
station.
yeah.
We used to play you a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, it's funny. I remember when we were working on Kiahivai, we were sitting
Kiahivai.
down with Leia and my partner producer Aaron kept saying, "You gotta be more like the Milo Shade girls." Like he just kept saying, "Milo Shade, they're so good. You gotta move, because they would just stand there and play. You know, he's like, you gotta move around and you gotta, yeah, when they're performing, like you gotta emote. You know, like get it." And he kept saying, and I'm like, Aaron, they're gonna not like Milo Shade if you keep comparing them to Milo, you know. But you guys are all friends now.
Oh
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
so talented. I mean, John, don't be humble. You're super talented, and Lei and Mailani and even Jen and Zaisha. We ended up, we did a couple gigs known as She Rocks with just all of us girls. So of course, Jen on drums. Lei turned on the bass, showed up with the bass.
That's right, yeah, she
Mailani is guitar, and then I was ukulele. Z was keys, and Teeks was vocal. And then we did.
Whoa.
I think when my sisters went to grad school, we had we rented a warehouse, and then She Rocks played, and then it was really fun. And
That's
yeah, shout out
Is
to
that
She
Booty
Rocks
Groove-
girls
Booty Groove
at the
stuff?
Booty Groove thing. But yeah, back in the day, the girls, talented bunch of girls.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you
lucky
guys are
to
all
know
great.
them.
You know, maybe you gotta put that band back together.
Yeah, just tell them
It'd be kind of fun. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
that
we
sounds
see
exciting.
them sometime soon. Yeah, so I'll
Yeah,
let
that
them
would
know.
be super cool.
Yeah.
You guys played at that rave in Mapuna Puna then at the Booty Groove place?
No, this was before. I think it was still Maui Bay.
Yeah, in front of
Yeah. Just private. Like we just had all our friends come down. We
In the
just
parking lot, right?
Yeah. Were you
Okay.
there?
I can't remember.
Maybe.
But I remember one year somebody fell through the roof.
Oh,
They were
That's not
sneaking
a.
off on a roof. Yeah.
See,
like a Batman
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Like a Batman movie.
Wow.
No, but your last gig was for a fundraiser.
Yeah, for a friend's
Yeah,
fundraiser,
yeah.
and then my daughter's graduating this year, so I'm just having the gang
Hey.
just
you.
sample, just sample like just a
Really
couple
skanking
songs.
by the
You know,
sea.
everybody in the band has has kids and so busy, but it's always nice to see their faces and
Yeah.
hang out with them,
That's
even
so
if it's
cool.
backyard kind of.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, wow,
Jeez,
I had no
those are
idea.
the best
That's the best
days.
time.
Like remember, what is at the Waikiki Shell backyard
Birthday
backyard
bash?
Birthday
oh,
bash.
birthday bash.
Oh, back in the day.
Yes, back in the day, and then
That was the
then
best.
they had the party at my house called
Yeah.
Backyard Bash.
Of course.
Yes. And Noli designed the flyers.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy. A house party with the flyers.
Crazy.
That's the stuff our kids won't know. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna
No
say,
mouse.
Yeah.
nowadays
Yes.
you do your backyard bash and everyone just be sitting there looking at their phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's why no more clubs now too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because
You
everybody's
guys-
using the phone.
You guys saw iTunes that there's a microphone you can click off and it takes away the vocals.
Yeah.
iTunes.
On iTunes.
Does it sound pretty good?
Like like on your regular library that you have a lot of phone.
On your phone?
Certain songs have a microphone on it. You click off of it.
Oh,
it
no
takes away the
kidding.
vocal track.
No kidding.
Oh,
You
that's
can
cool.
push up. You can push
Yeah.
up how much it removes, and
Oh, really?
Oh.
and then get the words too, right? So
Oh, why go karaoke then?
No, you can
Yeah.
just
Oh, I didn't know
just use
that.
that.
I karaoke in the shower now by myself.
Oh, hey.
Put the song.
I think I want to sit.
Can
I
we
don't
get a
think I
sample
want to
right
sit
now?
this
Can we
close
get,
to
can we
it.
get, I got sunshine.
Well, also too. I mean, as the three of you move through life together, your kids and all that stuff, was it always sort of a, not a dream, but kind of a idealized thing where like all the kids become grown up?
I think your guys' kids are a lot more closer because of the age and the same school. Mine is younger, but yeah, no, I mean it's almost like family, right?
They call each other cousins, and you know.
cousins,
Oh, that's cool.
auntie.
Yeah, because like Noli's oldest daughter was speaking at chapel the past few weeks, and each of my kids came home and said, "Oh, you know, she was talking about us, and she's talking about when her cousins were over, and that's us, right? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know if it's forced or not, but we have an annual.
Oh, they're in the audience.
Yeah, it's more convenient, but no,
Yeah.
but no, I think we're super lucky because I think we all believe that it takes a village. So if we can have our best friends around and raise similarly, then I think that helps, and I think they all look out for each other. I hope they continue to do that, right? And we have like an annual camp that we make sure we go to that Noli and a bunch of our other friends kind of really organize, and that keeps everyone. So I think, so same. But I think it's super important, and I hope they appreciate it one day.
Yeah.
I think they will.
Don't you guys all love each other? Come on.
Yeah, smile.
Okay, sorry to jump in, but we're running out of time. So last question, and each of you can answer. So if you were stranded on a desert island for all of eternity and could only take 3 albums with you to listen to for the rest of the time, what would those 3 albums be?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Bob Marley, Kalapana, and probably Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Do you have any specific albums or just their...
Bob Marley Legend, Kalapana, the one with
The Four Faces.
the 4 Faces. The
That's
4
The first
Faces.
one, yeah.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, the one with September on it.
And I wish I could do more than 3.
I know. Maoli pops in my head. For whatever, Billy Joel pops in my head.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of one more. You can jump in, Steph, if you have. If you know. I'm trying to think of one more.
For me, mine would be Elton John, George Michael, and this is kind of Sister Roby,
Juan Salban.
Good choice.
and then just.
Oh, I like
her
Kyle
one.
Crater
Yeah.
too.
Oh my gosh, Kyle Crater.
Yeah.
See, there's too many.
many.
There's so many.
How about you guys? Can you guys
Yeah,
We've
one at
done
least
ours
top?
before.
ours
Mine was
before.
kind of similar. I had Bob Marley Uprising and Kyle Creative Boys, and I don't remember what my third one was.
Yeah, I forget. I think I had like Sublime and.
Ooh.
Good one.
Oh, dude.
Yo.
Sublime Brad's
Yeah,
son. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Sounds like them too, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
getting there.
Yeah.
He's not there yet, but he's getting there.
Who is?
Bradley's son is playing with Sublime now.
And singing
I thought
lead.
Rome was singing.
They roamed.
Kalapana one.
Oh yeah.
Metallica, Kill 'Em All.
Oh wow.
And then probably Billy Joel, like A Stranger,
Yeah.
because it's one I kind of grew up on.
Where can we find your podcast and download and listen to all that stuff?
You can find it on hawaiinewsnow.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.
We're not
What about
big-
you guys? Where
Huh?
can we find your guys'?
Oh, we're on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and SoundCloud,
And Patreon.
and Patreon. Yeah.
Week.
Congratulations on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
guys too.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Looking forward to your 200 episode and who you
Same
have.
here. Same here.
Wow.
Yes. Early
Yeah.
congratulations. And to everybody else, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Oh, and hopefully we get to do this again.
yes.
One at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
guys.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Bye-bye.